by SalvoPancakes to edit a trailer for the Keemstar show. According to Salvo, they agreed to pay me $70 for my work. However, it's been over 2 weeks, and I've attempted a number of times to reach out to Salvo to no avail.
So, SalvoPancakes, who is a popular drama content creator, reached out to James, the freelance editor, to create a trailer for the Keemstar show, which he's a co-host on with Keemstar. James then sent the trailer to SalvoPancakes. Salvo said, yes, this is great, me and Keemstar absolutely love it. They uploaded it to the Keemstar show channel, and then Salvo just did not pay James. That's a very brief version of events that happened. James then went on to make a video where he basically discussed everything that was going on.
If they were in some sort of sticky financial situation that prevented them from being able to pay me, it'd be perfectly understandable. If they were very busy working on their show and like they forgot, or they've just been going non-stop, and so it wasn't like an immediate priority, I could understand that as well.
Making a video was James's last-ditch effort to be able to receive the money that he was owed, but what ended up happening was so much bigger.
Shortly after that, he said, I love it, great work so far, that music royalty-free, and then we had like a short discrepancy over the music, but I was like, it's royalty-free, but it's like a copy-pasta credit the people who made it, basically. Which, well, obviously, Keemstar doesn't know that, because there's a lot more he doesn't know. Because I remember when they released the trailer, it wasn't in the description, and I'm like, oh, I hope they're not planning to make ad revenue off of this, because they're not going to get it.
Like, everything was alright after, like, the music discrepancy, and it got uploaded, and that was it, basically, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was a pretty straightforward and painless process that everything went.
And then I'm assuming everything span on its head, because obviously you released a video, like literally, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, but this is something that it initially happened 3 weeks ago, and I kept trying to get in touch with Salvo, and I was like, it wasn't like, hey, I need the money right now, pay up, bitch. It's just like, hey, what's going on? I need to know, like, yeah. I've had gigs before where it's like, hey, I can't pay you until next month, so is it cool? Like, yeah, I can wait 4 weeks. So it's just like, it was just a matter of needing to have that communication. That's what I said in my video. It's like, this is more of like a communication problem than anything else. And then we found out that it definitely was, because Keemstar didn't know.
Yeah, well, obviously he tweeted some stuff last night. Obviously you dropped your video, and Keemstar posted to his Twitter about your video, like atting Salvo, asking if this is real and stuff. And could you just take everyone through like that part of it? Because I'm assuming you didn't really expect Keemstar to like put it on his Twitter.
Yeah, I honestly thought like Keem would like reach out privately, or like Salvo would reach out and be like, oh, we're so sorry we didn't get back to you. We had like all this other stuff happening. Here's like the money.
Like the usual response to something like that.
No.
To reach out.
Like, I did not expect Keemstar to call out Salvo for his behavior, and then for Salvo to double down on what he was doing.
Yeah, like, after, like, Keemstar tweet, there's just loads of tweets of Salvo just saying, oh yeah, I'm not gonna pay, I'm not, just being an absolute dick, just, like, throughout his Twitter. And I was reading all the tweets, and I just don't get why, like, for example, like, obviously it's not Keemstar's fault, but Keemstar, or even Salvo didn't message you personally, and they took it to be this big drama online.
Yeah, what's funny is I have a screenshot of Salvo just like responding to some random person on Twitter being like, James, DM me your PayPal, I'll give you $150. It's like, dude, I sent you my PayPal information like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I just have it screenshotted as like this little like personal trophy. It's great. Keemstar responded to it in like the first hour, basically. Like, I think if you go and literally see his tweet, it says like 21 views like 48 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And he like did a quick screen recording and put that on Twitter. So he answered it really fast, which I guess kind of makes sense because he's constantly on Twitter. Or it seems like he posts very frequently. The Meta PCs, who recently sponsored the Keemstar show, reached out to me, and they're like, yo, I'll pay you the money you're owed for the edit plus the $30 rush job fee. And like, Like, I didn't know if there was like a set amount going in, and like I've only heard good things about Salvo from the community, so I didn't want to be like, this is all the money that I want. So I was like, okay, let me nerf it a little bit and just ask for 70 instead.
Like, something that I majorly want to talk about, obviously, like, we've sort of touched on, like, people who offered to pay, like, for, like, what Salvo, like, basically just didn't do. But obviously, what I didn't expect to see from this is Keemstar literally fire Salvo from the Keemstar show, or apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, like, I mean, I DM Salvo that it's not. I feel like just because the whole vibes of Keemstar and Salvo, I'm kind of thinking that it's just like a publicity stunt, or at the very least, it's like, oh, you're suspended without pay or something, you know, just like we're gonna distance ourselves from you for a short bit until like we recover. It could be one of those things, you know, cop shoots a minority, and it's like you're not gonna show up to work for a month. It could be like that.
Yeah, because it's so public as well. Obviously, like, all of this has happened very publicly. None of it's like happened behind closed doors, and obviously stuff happens publicly all the time. But it just feels weird for a business decision, especially for Keemstar. This is like a very public brand. Like, he's been putting time and effort into this. I don't know why you'd want to try and ruin that by doing all this publicly.
Yeah, like, they got the whole setup, whole man cave setup. Looks really cool and stuff. And it's like, I thought it was funniest because as soon as like Salvo sent that screenshot from like their text messages or whatever, all the Salvo stands were like, "No, rip, the Keemstar show is gonna die now." It's like, wait, I'm pretty sure Keemstar has a way bigger, more loyal fan base than Salvo, who hasn't been around that long.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I was seeing tweets already on like my timeline from like Keemstar and others saying, "Oh yeah, we're ready to get the new host in." It's just like, I just don't know what's going on with the situation, because obviously it's like, it's very clear what happened and like mistakes were made or whatever. Like, it's just very random, and like the way Keemstar took action. Like, Salvo ultimately was like mistaken and in the wrong for not paying you, of course. Like, I think anyone can like see that regardless if you're friends with Salvo or what. But it just, like, what confuses me is the way Keemstar dealt with it, because it's not a very, like, as, like, obviously Keemstar was, like, in your corner for this, like, obviously tweeting stuff, but, like, from a brand point and brand perspective for him, it wasn't a very good or reasonable way to deal with something like this, I guess.
Talk about payment. So was there any budget in mind for this? And where I was thinking of this was, like, even if he was like, "Oh no, sorry, we didn't have any budget in mind. I thought this would be like some kind of bro to bro thing. We can credit you in the description." I would have been fine with that. If he was like, "No, we didn't have any budget in mind for this one, but because we do have sponsors and stuff, we can pay you to edit something in the future, and we'll keep you on tab," like, I would have been fine with that too. But yeah, he instead he just said, "Hey, I love the edit. Keem loves it too. Just went live. We will send the $70 over." He locked himself into that without negotiating. Yeah, I really hope this doesn't tank Keemstar's show, because as we found out, Keemstar had next to nothing to do with this. So for him to take the responsibility for it all would really suck.
Yeah, I guess it's just whatever happens now. Like, it's out of your hands. You can't really do anything more.
I feel like a good moral to this is, like, watch who your friends are, because they might be low-key really shady people.
And if you just say that you're gonna pay someone, just fucking do it. So yeah, that's it. That's the condensed version of my conversation with James. I recorded with him for about 45 minutes, but he just gave me a quick update and told everyone what was going on. At the end of the day, I'm not too surprised that SalvoPancakes allegedly got fired by Keemstar. Like, if you don't pay someone when you've said you're going to pay them, expect to have consequences dealt out to you. There's also some other content creators that have come forward to discuss this. Some content creators like Blowblacks, Janky Shining have spoken about this, and even Janky Shining said that he wasn't paid by Salvo. But I think we have to look at it this way. At the end of the day, people are coming forward, and James inevitably got paid. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I've been your host Samuel, and I'll catch you in the next video.